Thank you for staying with us. It's still VOP this morning on Voice of the People Television, moving into the conversation proper. And we have with us in the studio this morning to help make sense of this, Barrister Eza Eluche. Good morning once again, Barrister.
Thank you very much.
Now, to you, Barrister, I would like to start with you because this actually has to do with law. He made mention of people protesting and their demand being a treasonable offense that be punishable by death. You actually told this line with former Minister Shitu.
But the treasonable felony is trying to disrupt the state, trying to overthrow the state via non-constitutional means. It is presumed that you either use impeachment, you use the voting process, you use yes, not insurrection. That's also an offense. So treasonable felony is anything like when you use violence to try to remove the state. So, but in this instance, you ask yourself, when the man says end bad governance, is that protest to end bad governance is treasonable felony. It is a fundamental right. Nigerians are urged wherever they are to end bad governance, whether at your local government, at your state or the federal level. And what you do, how do you begin to end bad governance? One of the ways you can use to end bad governance is actually to begin to protest against bad governance, to voice out your opinion against bad governance, in the hope that the legislators and other arms of government will now start the process of even impeachment, if that is what is intended. But at times it's just to showcase the issue. But in this instance, let us look at even the person who is making this comment. This character, at the same time when the finance minister Adeosun resigned for her NY certificate, this man was also involved in NY certificate issues, and the punishment for an NY for that violation is incarceration, imprisonment. So you have somebody who should have been imprisoned for the crimes he committed against the state, now coming out to try to threaten Nigerians over a fundamental right under Section 40, the freedom to congregate, to demonstrate, for public rallies. These Nigerians don't require a license to congregate, to say, okay, we don't want this, we don't want this fellow. That is why, for instance, the federal government was able to assemble some miscreants who are now saying that end bad protest in various parts of the country. For those ones who were pro-government, there was no issue.
Why so?
Good.
Why so? Because
it is a dubious, I mean, they're being dubious.
I thought the government said protest was not allowed. So why were they allowed
they know it's allowed. They know it's a constitutional right. You are free to protest, but the issue is this. The protest must be within the ambits of the law. You cannot go and say protesting and you start looting or burning down shops, but when you're just walking down peacefully, maybe with placards, you are protesting. Mr. Bola Tinubu is a serial supporter, sponsor, participant of protests. Serially, I mean, dating back decades. He's right from even the June 12 protest to the fuel subsidy protest to even support for terrorists. There was a time when these characters in government now were in Borno, in Maiduguri, to protest or to protest against efforts by government to stop Boko Haram. And in that instance, they could have actually been killed. But the government restrained itself because they went, not just Mr. President himself, and several other characters in his government were on the streets of Maiduguri protesting that shooting at Boko Haram was killing the Northerners. So when those characters are now coming around to say it is wrong to protest, you can only take them as jokers. Because if Nigerians will protest when and if they want to protest. So it should be a warning. We should serve a warning to not just the police, the security agencies, the DSS, that look, their duty on the streets when Nigerians protest is to ensure that they are working within the ambits of law and not to begin to shoot or kill. If they shoot or kill, they'll be held responsible for those issues.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for coming on the program.
Thank you very much.